New venue for me this year. I'm down in the trade school building of the school, which is where we do our metals and engineering courses. And since I started setting up the old metalwork room, the original metalwork room, as a senior workshop with the big table saw and everything like that, all metalwork's going to be down here. Now, that's good in terms of resources because it means that all the resources can be in one spot. Metal separate to timber. I've still got to move some stuff down from other storerooms. But I have a stage 5 metal class this year. We're down in this building. Now I'm just getting used to remembering where everything is. I haven't spent a lot of time down here, even though this was built in 2009, opened I think in 2010. But I have a theory room in here, which is where most of our classes start. So this used to be a computer room. I'm going to have all the old computers taken out because they are quite old. We do have the laptop cabinet, but as my computer coordinator said, she'd like to have the screens, mouse, keyboards, that sort of stuff stay in here. But we'll just get rid of the boxes so they only become used when you get the laptops out. If the kids want to have a big screen, they can have a big screen. Otherwise they have just the laptop. Now, in the revamp of the school, all the doors can only lock from one side, so kids can't get from this room into the workshop without a key. So, same with staff. But from the workshop side, it's a safe exit, so you can go through there and out there, or you can go through the other doors if there's an issue in here. Being a big trade building, we do have little power cut-offs, which I didn't have in the other rooms until a few years back. But because of the size of this room, there are 3, 4, like one on, 3 of the walls. So you can reach them in a short amount of time from each of the things. Over the last few years, this room has become a bit of a dumping ground. Steel frames from tables, some other furniture tables up there. This from another room that had boots just sort of thrown in it, but I've organised the boots into the bottom of the cupboards by size. But I got a lot of timber in here. There were many trees chopped down. Look at all that beautiful hardwood. Many trees chopped down years ago. And the logs just sort of sat around. And staff member I had a few years ago, he got actually it was during COVID, he got a sawmill to come out, a portable sawmill, and basically mill up all the logs we had around into just flat slabs. These cabinets were also along the back wall. I had them taken out. And this is the big racking that I went and bought and picked up last year that I've got to get set up because that's heavy duty, and that is where all of that timber is going to get stacked to get it out of the workshop area. I'm really excited about working down here. I haven't really ever worked down here with a class because I've been focusing on construction and timber. But we have 2 CNC lathes that worked once upon a time. Unfortunately, when Windows got updated in the department, the software for that stopped working after Windows XP. And it just wouldn't work on updated things. We've got good drills, got a drill mill here, 2 manual lathes, but they do have electronic, I can't even remember what that's called now. I said, I'm so used to just using manual lathes, but ones like digital readouts, mine never had digital readouts. I used the ones down the other room. We got a nice mill there. And as you can see, it's a good space. There's my scaffolding. I've wheeled it down here to keep it out of the way. We've got a nice cold cut saw, the Brobo saw, a nice big shear. That will cut a sheet that's 4 foot wide. I've moved the rollers from the old workshop down into here. We've got a nice big pan brake, nice heavy duty pan brake, heavy duty magna bender, which is good because the magna bender in the old room just died, stopped working. A couple of oxy welding bays here and oxy cutting. There's also another one here, which is essentially the dem bench, but you could use this as the cut. This is usually used as the cutting. These are used as the oxy welding. And then there's 4 welding bay areas. This one's a larger one that just has the curtain in between the two. Those two are separated by brick walls. They have the MIG welders in them. And a hydraulic press for breaking welds and testing welds. Now I've come down here because I'm going to be doing a small sheet metal box with the kids as their first project. We've been doing it in paper so far. And I just wanted to come down and check the spot welder, make sure all the settings are right, because I want to introduce them to using that, and then I'll use pop rivets as a method for a different project, because I want to have them learn the process of the marking and cutting sheet steel and see that there's processes for doing quick connection points, and then I might actually get them to do pop rivets in them as a more secure point, but I needed to test it because I've got them period for today. Now I've got to go back and work on the new timetable. Done it, I've just got to room it all. Wednesday afternoon, evening, 6:15. Sun's still up so we can go for a walk. Warmish. Actually, when walking, there's a coolish breeze to it. I'll just get a bit of a walk in, go back home, have dinner, and chillax for the evening. When I wasn't on class today, after checking the spot welder, it's got it working satisfactorily. Metal class got into the workshop and got them starting to mark out, and having shown them the simple skills on the vice guards, most of them were able to sort of move ahead on that project pretty well. They liked the idea that their name was on the toolbox. They thought that was cool. We only got as far as like marking out. I will continue with that. Next week I've got them now. 12 construction as well. They continued putting together the parts for the carport. I think I've got them tomorrow, and we'll end up tightening some of the bolts that they just sort of put together finger tight to get the parts together. Whenever I wasn't on class, I was working on the new timetable, rooming today, and I managed to get every single class roomed by the time I left in the afternoon, and I sent out the new copy on the email saying, here's the rooms, there's been some changes, have a look, yada yada yada. That way people can have a look at it tomorrow. I know that PE need to give me when they want to have theory lessons, so I can look for theory rooms for them, which they said they will do in their faculty meeting tomorrow, but that's not until the afternoon, which means that I won't be able to put those rooms on until after that. I really want to be able to have it all ready to go so that we can hopefully have them all printed. Oh, just thought of that. When I print them, I create a... What are you barking at? Birds. I create a PDF file of the year group, and then I print from that because it just seems to work better. So I might be able to just, if I can't get everything finished by Friday, because we have the exec conference this weekend, which means we leave just after lunch on Friday to get there. If I create the PDF files over the weekend, I can give them to the office staff to print out on Monday, because we have our swimming carnival on Monday, and then we can give all the kids the timetables first thing Tuesday morning, ready to start. There hasn't been any major dramas with it so far. I asked everybody to just look for triple periods, like having a class 3 times in a row. Doubles, I said, look, doubles, we just have to live with them. It's really hard to avoid it. Somebody has to have doubles. My timetable actually has a double stage 5 timber and a double stage 5 metal, which will be good for the prac lessons. Should be able to get a lot done. Not as many offline lessons either, like before school or after school, which is good. There's a few, but not nearly as much as there was somehow. Tell you what, if I thought doing the timetable normally was stressful, doing it in this time crunch, I know I was starting from a point where a lot of the allocations were done, but I did double check every allocation and put many of these 9 to 12 ones back to how they were at the start of the year, so that the teacher had the whole allocation if they did before, and got rid of split classes. Maybe the time crunch made it just belt out quicker. Anyway, I'll see what people say tomorrow. His dinner alarm just went off on my phone. He looked at me and started running. We gotta get back for dinner, Dad. We gotta get back for dinner. Kangaroo. This looks like a lump at the moment. Well, arrived at our executive conference. It was, I didn't even look at the time of the drive, but it was about an hour to an hour and a half. Staying at Edelong, which is on the central coast of New South Wales, I should say that. And we're in a hotel called the Mantra. The room comes with a balcony, so we've got somewhere to sit. View of the hills and the town, but it's not waterfront. And I say that because there's a guy downstairs at the desk arguing with the desk staff that his room doesn't have an ocean view. Edlong's a bay. I think there is a beach, but most of it's a bay. And it's an interesting room. Like, when the lady at the desk was checking me in, she said, here's like the key to your apartment. So there's 2 decks. That's the one I was just on. So it's an interestingly built building. I think I'm on the opposite side to the entrance. So the entrance faces the rest of the town and the water and everything like that. But from here, hills that way, close hills that way. Nice big so that when it rains, the water doesn't come into your apartment. It looks like a school just there. That might actually be did come past a high school, Brisbane Waters High School, Woy campus, kind of like what we have with our college of having multiple campuses. And I think that was it, just because of the way I came sort of around the block to get in here. But it's an apartment. There's the bedroom here, bathroom, which goes through to the toilet. And when you come through here, a little sitting room, a small kitchenette, and there's the door to go out into the hallway, and that's another entrance to the toilet. So it is like a little loop of a room or apartment. Aircon in here, aircon in the bedroom, TV, in the bedroom. It's 10 to 4. Apparently we start at 5 in one of the conference rooms of the Diggers Hotel next door, or the Diggers Club, something or other. It's all part of the same building, but there were like 2 separate entrances when we got here. I'm gonna try and stand in front of some air conditioning because it's really muggy. Humidity is just ridiculous. It's only 31 degrees here. It was 37 at work. And the humidity yesterday was 90%. And I'm not really sure what it was today, but it felt pretty much the same. I did manage to get the timetable completed today. Right before leaving, I managed to email out the latest copy to staff. I got all of the students imported, years 7 and 8 with all their brand new classes. Years 9 through 12, I exported the list from the current timetable so that I would have all of the class changes and elective changes that had happened in the last 2 weeks, right up until period 4 today. So I exported all those and then imported them into the file I had on the laptop. Did all the last minute touches to rooming all the PE staff into rooms for their theory lessons that they highlight on their timetables. And I managed to get the majority of them in the same room for both. If they had they usually pick 2 lessons out of for each class for theory at least. And I usually try and put them in the same room if I can. So there was only a couple of instances out of the whole faculty where that couldn't happen, and they all asked for F block rooms. And I got to the last teacher, and he was asking for 2 classes for theory. And the trouble is, they all do theory at the same time. So all of year 10 at the same time, all of year 9 at the same time, all of year 8 at the same time, all the year 8 groupings at the same time. The year 7s are the only ones that are all over the place. And so when you're looking for a theory room for year 8, 9 or 10, you're looking for a spare room and you see the other classes all in. But I got to just about all of them asked for F block, and everybody got F block. This one teacher, he was the last timetable to do, and when I was looking for the second room that he wanted, I looked all over the school. There was nothing in F block at all. Well, there was one room, but it's used by the land faculty, so they don't really like you putting classes in there. So I was avoiding G block, which is the science and maths block at the very end. So I said, well, look, one of our textiles rooms is, well, actually 2 of them. 2 of our textiles rooms were free for that other period for them. So I gave him one of them because we can still use the other one. Hopefully that works. Hopefully that's okay. And I said to everybody, have any last minute looks, email me. If it all looks okay, this is going to be the timetable starting from next Tuesday, and I'll get the kids' timetables printed as PDFs so that I can give them to the office staff and they can print them on Monday while we're at the swimming carnival. I won't put the new timetable on the server until after Monday morning because roll calls are based off current roll calls and they need to do roll call at the swimming carnival in the morning. But after that, I might see if I can jump back to the school and put the new timetable onto the server so that it's all synchronized for the Tuesday for roll marking and everything. It's been a crazy week because it was a week and a day ago that I was asked to do this. And it basically started a week ago, Friday last week. The aircon feels good. Anyway, apparently an email got sent out about our first session for the conference with details of where it is, so I'm gonna jump on and check it. Just having a bit of a look around and reading the information that said, like, because there's a pool on level 1, there's a pool deck, and it said towels for the pool are available in the wardrobe in your apartment. I'm like, okay, wardrobe. Nope. Washer, dryer, and laundry tub. This really is like just an apartment. So that means the wardrobe in the bedroom. There you go. Pool towels, extra blankets, ironing board, iron. Swish. First session of the conference down. Peter Black was the speaker, and he was interesting, informative, and entertaining to the point where an hour and a half like that. It was like, oh, it's that time already. So that's that part down. Dinner soon, and walked into my Hotel room is facing west. So wow. Oh my god, it's hot out here. There we go. Sunset. Almost. It is warm out. Apparently the beach is down the other way. Water, whatever. Couple of the other head teachers went and had a swim in the pool. One of the young fellas, he was here early enough he went down the beach for a swim and said he was feeling invigorated after the swim for the start of the conference. The conference is in the diggers next door, so we're in there again tomorrow. Dinner is in a little restaurant just down the street apparently, so meeting there from around 7, which is in 7 minutes. So I better get myself organised and head down. That's not nice. Well, good morning. It's Saturday morning at the conference, and see what it feels like. Not so sunny, but not really cool. And as soon as I step out, you can smell smoke. Kind of like bushfire smoke. So that's odd. It's 10 to 8. Breakfast is at 8 o'clock. Conference starts at 8:30. I think we're going to get a chance to run up here and grab some stuff because we've got to check out at 10. But I noticed on our agenda it says we run through till 11 for morning tea. So if we need to check out at 10, I think I'll go down for breakfast and then dash back up here. We had to pre-order breakfast yesterday. List of things you could get, and the only real vegan options there was granola with the coconut yogurt, which sounds good, and berries, and some hash browns. I'll head down. It's in, like I said, the same place, building next door. We got the breakfast just outside our room. That's why I'm taking my book for writing, and just make sure I've got my key before I walk out the door. Yep. And we'll catch on the flip side. Just saw our speaker down at the checkout desk and she was checking out. So better check out first. Conference done. Time to drive home. Pretty sure it's probably about 2 hours. Let's see if I can go have a look at the water before I drive off.